So, today I wanted to talk about a subject which has been on my mind for quite some time now, the state of BR 7.7. If we look at all the vehicles of the game, I feel like between the reserve tier and 7.7, the game is quite well balanced. I'll simplify things a bit, but I feel like most of the time, having a down tier or an up tier don't make a massive difference. You'll just have an easier time bouncing shots or penetrating your targets. Of course, there are a few vehicles between 1.0 and 7.7 which are completely busted at their BR, but let's say that there are the exception that confirms the rule. So why 7.7? What's the problem? The issue that I have with this BR is that many vehicles there don't perform that well in a full up tier, because there's such a huge gap in terms of technological advancements for 8.7 vehicles. Earlier this week, I asked you guys through a community post to share your thoughts on the matter, and most of you confirmed my concerns. A lot of 7.7 vehicles are just terrible in a full up tier, while others manage to still be useful. Let's take an example. What are the odds for you to have a good game in a T32E1 in a full up tier? You will face APFSDS, laser rangefinders, ATGM and TOW missiles, composite armor, helicopters, GBUs, tank with thermals. Like, what can you do in your puny World War II heavy?
I don't know.
Thankfully, some 7.7 vehicles work decently well in a full up tier. These are mostly light vehicles like the Fox, the new XM800T, or vehicles like the Conqueror, which have powerful ammunition like APDS, Hit FS, and a stabilizer on top. Unfortunately, not every nation has one of those in their respective tech tree. We could also question why several vehicles got moved to 7.7 in the first place, totally not looking at France when saying that. The last issue that I have with this BR bracket is that the game will make you play larger versions of some maps like Fields of Poland, Eastern Europe, Sands of Sinai, etc., which give a massive advantage to 8.0 plus vehicles due to their increased mobility. I don't know what you think, but when I personally die in a game like this, I don't feel like respawning, honestly, because I know that I'll spend more time driving than fighting, and usually on big maps like this, you don't have much cover either. So how do we fix this? And can we actually fix this? I'm not sure there's a miracle solution here. Of course, the easiest thing to say would be to cut the matchmaking in half by creating a frontier between 1.0 to 7.7 and 7.7 to 11.7. But we all know that will never happen. The other possible solution would be to decompress, again, this BR. I'm not sure why War Thunder doesn't want to increase the max BR to like 13 or 14. This system is like a wine. You have to let it breathe. It needs air and room to work well.
Let it breathe.
Now, Gaijin made a lot of efforts over the past year to make things more enjoyable, this BR, even though they also made some questionable decisions. For example, you no longer have to face a Chinese WMA while playing a mouse, which is great. However, 7.7 is still a real nightmare for some vehicles like the M103, the T32E1, most of the French vehicles, or even a few ISs. So those are my take on the 7.7 situation. I know it sounds like a massive skill issue on my part, which might be true, I don't know. But if you look around, I think many share the same frustration. I've seen it many times, and many will tell you that most 7.7 vehicles don't perform well in a full up tier. And that's a shame really, because there are a lot of tanks with potential around this BR. They're just massively overshadowed by questionable balancing. Anyway, that's all for today. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me on this topic, and I'll see you in the next one.